Everybody, Norm over here, and I've got to tell you about a must-have book if you're a Tom Petty fan. My friend Jon Scott just sent me this book that he did, and it's called Tom Petty and Me. And it's a really great book. I've got it just 3 days ago, and I'm already on the second reading of it. It's so good I can't put it down. It's a really good story about Tom with John, who was a record promo man for ABC Records. And the Heartbreakers and Tom Petty were on ABC, and they did a record, and for 8 months it was dead. Nobody was buying it, and ABC was ready to drop Tom Petty. And when a record comes out, if it doesn't do something quickly, it's kind of dead in the water. And John was hired by ABC, and for some reason, by happenstance, he just kind of stumbled into the record. And he looked at the cover, and on the cover it had a picture of Tom, and he was wearing this black leather jacket with like bullets, and the record company just kind of dismissed him as just a punk act. And of course, Tom Petty is not a punk act. And so John listened to the record, and he ended up hearing Breakdown, and he kind of flipped out. And then he wanted to see if they had more, and then he listened to like American Girl, and he kind of freaked on the record. Then he wanted to see if the group could perform live and do what they did on record. He went to see them, and he was blown away. And what he did was he was trying to get ABC to promote these guys. And ABC was like, oh, leave that alone, it's dead. You know, the DJs at the radio stations, they weren't playing it. They have this thing called record consultants, and these guys take like some kind of a survey, and they try to figure out if a record is going to make it or not. And you know, it was kind of dismissed by them, and you know, those guys are not necessarily the music lovers. So Jon Scott heard the record, heard the band, and made it his deal to go and try to revive the thing. And he had to go from place to place. He had to go from city to city to try to get the record played. If it wasn't for Jon Scott, you might not even know who Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers are. This is a must-read if you're a Tom Petty fan. And he made a nice little inscription to me in here, and he just said, to Norman, keep rocking. I know how much Tom loves you. Tom is smiling in heaven right now. And really nice thing. And, you know, I'm a big Tom Petty fan and a friend of his for 40 years. And Tom personally gave me this shirt, and I treasure it. And again, you know, if it wasn't for this guy, Jon Scott, you might not know who Tom Petty is. And by the way, Tom Petty played for me for the Midnight Mission several times, raised nearly $1 million for the homeless. And he was really, I introduced him to the Midnight Mission. He was really into it once he saw what the guys do down there. These guys are really hurting at the Midnight Mission right now. And, you know, as you can imagine, you know, being around in the coronavirus days, it's tough enough. If you're sleeping under a bridge or you're sleeping on the street and the coronavirus is going around, it's just a horrible thing for these people. And it's something that my daughter Sarah, and I'm really proud of her for doing this. She's doing like a food drive right now for them and collecting money for the Midnight Mission. So the Midnight Mission is, if you want to make a donation in Tom's name or anything, don't do it if you can't afford it, because you got to take care of your families first. But if you can, the The Midnight Mission is 601 South San Pedro Street in Los Angeles, and I think it's 90014. Jen will put it on the bottom of the video. But please, Midnight Mission, the people down there need you. I know it was really special to Tom, and you know, Tom was a great guy, and he really felt that he easily could have been homeless if things didn't work out, you know, the way they did for him. So, must-read book. You got to check this out. Tom Petty and Me by Jon Scott, and it's a great read. You got to see it. Take care. Love you guys.